Audio Jungle.
Welcome to our new podcast, Grow Smarter, your go-to podcast for practical strategies, insights, and proven tips to elevate your business with HubSpot. We're here to help you work smarter, scale faster, and achieve meaningful growth. So our first episode, I thought we'd kick it off with the dream team, the dream duo of Pixel, Paula Pessagno and McKnight. Welcome to the episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to do the sound effect.
I can do
after
the sound
our
effect.
intro.
You are the magic team. So
Okay.
You're both part of our marketing team, and Christmas is coming. It's an exciting time. It's a nervous time for some businesses, and can be quite hectic as well. So we thought we'd give people some tips and advice in the lead up to Christmas. So I guess how are you feeling? Christmas has come along pretty quickly this year, I feel like.
Yeah, and I actually feel like it's not close because we've got so much to do between now and then. But
I feel like December is not the problem, it's November.
Mm.
We've been very optimistic with time, but that's okay.
I did a
Worth
newsletter
it.
today, 31 days till Christmas.
I was just
Right.
about to say it's 4 weeks. So yeah.
31 days.
Yeah.
Crazy. So a lot of businesses think that it might be a time to wind down their marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Some might see it as a time to wind up their marketing. I guess what have you seen, and what sort of like industries and businesses sort of wind up or wind down?
Yep.
What's some tips?
So when we're looking at what we do by client or even for us, I always think first about who the audience is and what they might be doing at that time of year and what they need at that time of year. And then the other thing to consider is where they are in their buyer journey as well, and if that's a particularly busy time of year for the company. So, for example, if it's your up season or your peak season, then obviously you want to be doing a lot of conversion type activities so that you've got offers out there or added value offers. And if it's a downtime, then you might be targeting people that are earlier on in their buyer journey. So just starting relationships with them. So providing information, helping them solve their problem or find solutions to their problems. So a good example is the construction industry. We have quite a few clients in the B2B construction industry, and the construction industry generally closes down at a certain time like before Christmas, and then they don't gear back up until mid to late Jan.
March. No. Feels like it sometimes.
I don't want to say specific dates. So, so if with those particular clients, then obviously, starting a new project or trying to get a conversion at that time of the year is going to be particularly tricky. So we just change up the content and what we're doing to, it might just be addressing some of the problems that they have or getting ready for next year. Yeah. And Paula will go into a little bit more about the different channels and how we do that. If it's a B2C client, for example, gyms, I guess if you think about what their audience might be doing, they might be getting ready for Christmas, buying Christmas presents, not necessarily wanting to start at a new gym at that time of year, but maybe they do want to have some ideas about how to stay fit and healthy and maybe, get ready for starting a new.
Well, the boom time is straight after Christmas, isn't it?
Correct.
When they're feeling fat and full.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to join a gym.
Yeah. And so what I would be doing is at this time of year, like right now is Black Friday, peak traffic on the internet. So you want to be out there and in front of people, but in the way that they want you to be. And so you might say, get all your tips and hints for over Christmas, and you get their first name, last name, email address, and you start the relationship this year. But then you might not do something until next year, until they're actually ready. And
it's very true, because as a small business owner myself, and I think a lot of small business owners out there would be the same, they don't really, through the year, it's hard to get time to work on the business. And sometimes around Christmas, there's some down days, and business owners are not used to those down days, and they take it as an opportunity to do a bit of research and see, start building some plans. So they might be researching, providers or at least options or solutions out there, but you're not going to call somebody on Boxing Day, for example. But
Yeah.
I ashamedly do research businessy things on Boxing Day.
Maybe you shouldn't either.
It's a long day for me, honestly. Christmas Day, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I sort of agree. But I guess this podcast, what we're trying to say is that probably if you have like a retail, if you're actually selling products or anything that, I don't know, like restaurants or anything related with the holidays, probably it's your peak season and probably you know what to do. But I think it's mostly like detecting that missed opportunity for a lot of businesses that they think, oh, okay, nothing's going to really happen in December, so I should give up. And that shouldn't really be the approach. It should be like, there are a lot of opportunities that you can, take advantage of. And I think definitely in November, we have Black Friday, and I think nowadays it's even bigger than Boxing Day. Definitely this is mostly for e-commerce, but I think B2B businesses and pretty much everyone should try to jump in. Something that I realized this year mostly, or maybe I was paying even more attention, but there was a lot of businesses that they were announcing pretty direct and explicit when their offerings were starting and, like trying to aim for the hype, but also trying to get a special promotion or exclusive access to members. So they were actively trying to get people to sign up. Yeah. And that's actually, so if you can give an offering, it doesn't have to be necessarily a discount. It could be, access to a special event or a demo or a free trial, something like that if you don't actually sell, like an object. It could be a voucher that you can redeem later on. But if you can make the most of that opportunity, then it makes basically you start a relationship with someone that you can nurture and maybe try to re-engage,
could be
in the following months.
An email marketing masterclass.
It could, yeah, I would love if I get an invite to that. Yeah.
So Paula is hosting a masterclass for Pixeled late November 27th.
27th, yes.
Sounds about
1 p.m. on Thursday.
On our website anyway, if you want to come and join us either
next
online
week.
or in person.
Yeah.
Just a way of adding value, I guess, to not only potential customers, but even existing customers.
Yes,
which is
absolutely.
so important, right, at this time of year.
Yes.
Recognizing, your valued customers.
Exactly. And I think that's another missed opportunity that we're going to talk about a lot, like how much money we spend through the whole year trying to attract new leads, and then what do we do with them? If something it doesn't convert directly, we just drop it, and we're like losing actually a lot of money. So I think it's a little bit of trying to how to think on engaging ways that we can maintain throughout the year. And then we were thinking about also if you can engage about Black Friday specifically, then I think the cons of Black Friday, and we are noticing pretty much across the board. So here at Pixel, we are probably our clients, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are B2B businesses or services. Yeah. So, and we help.
It's not as big a thing, Black Friday, for B2B.
No, it's not massive.
Traditionally.
No. Not massive, no. But also what happens is we help most of our clients to attract leads, like generation lead campaigns, right? So it's a little bit tricky as well for Black Fridays. So if you're running pay ads on like, let's say Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you can see the competition from a technical point of view, like the cost per conversion can raise a lot and it's hard to compete because everyone save their good budgets to.
Even for industries or businesses that aren't a part of Black Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Wow, it's across the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much more advertising being pushed out on channels.
So you have to compete way more. And it's harder, and that's from a cost point of view, a technical way of how you set up your campaign. But also, and this is what Megan was saying, you need to sort of rethink, okay, what is my customer doing, right? And from a customer point of view, like from a behavior point of view, probably we'll try and mostly like to purchase something. Like you're thinking, okay, I'm going to get ahead of Christmas or I'm going to purchase the things that I was waiting for. So maybe the attention is not that much on re-engaging. Like if you're a company, like a B2B, or like, well, I'm not going to make any big changes for my company at the moment, but we'll probably on January after the holidays, you come back and you just want to make changes and the energy is there. So this was like a good timing to maybe reallocate your budget towards different campaigns towards Christmas.
Well, luckily I'm on B2B myself, but if I was spending money on ads, Black Friday, the price is higher. I'm discounting my products so my margin is lower. So I'm sort of wondering, is that the best use of my ad spend at that time of year? Or should I hit my existing audience instead.
Your price is only higher if it's not the right time of, like if your clients, So if you have a product or a service that suits that time of year, then actually your cost per lead or conversion is actually going to be lower.
Yeah.
So it only rises if it's the wrong time of year. So because a lot of our clients, their mindset is I'm buying Christmas presents, I'm getting on these Black Friday sales. So that's why those clients are finding that. So what we've done with a couple of clients, even just yesterday, we had a meeting with one of our clients and we've shifted budget out of the lead campaign and into the traffic campaign. So that we can get out to even more people. So we're actually spending the money more efficiently. And then once the Black Friday hype's all done, and really that leads straight into Christmas. So we're really just building audiences now or getting in front of people to start relationships for next year.
Should B2B turn their ads off over Christmas?
No.
No, we wouldn't. I don't think we will ever recommend to fully turn everything off. I think it's mostly about relocating budget where it's going to be the most sense.
Yeah.
We don't want really expensive conversions or try to force something that maybe is not the right time. But if you think about it, people during Christmas periods or during holidays in early Jan, they might be online more than ever.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good opportunity to be present. Maybe you just focus a little bit more on branding and engagement campaign. By that I mean getting in front of people and, giving something engaging, like giving content, try to catch their attention without asking anyone to do anything or trying to inquire just now. No, softly go through the funnel and trying to build that again.
And also, we always it's always a conversation with the client as well about, do you want to, your cost per lead's probably going to go up. Do you still want to chase these leads or would you prefer to put it into the traffic? So it's a conversation about, this is how it's probably going to end up. And then you can make a more informed decision about, I'd be willing to pay this amount of money per lead or we'll drop the budget.
Yeah, another thing that is quite important, and we were discussing this quite a lot actually this month in Pixel, it was that another thing that you can do if you don't have a specific product that you're selling, or even if you do, if you're concerned about giving lots of discount on your products or services just to bring more leads or more sales, something that works usually pretty well is partnerships. Partner with another company or another service that you can offer in, I don't know, I'm going to give a silly example, but I just signed up to a Pilates studio, and by doing that I've got a discount in another local business here that is sort of related. It's kind of like a meditation session or something like that. So it wasn't necessarily a discount on their products, but I knew I was getting something extra by signing up. And that could be also, tempting to people. And it's a way when you do partnership with other companies, it means that your business is going to be mentioned in front of a different audience. So that's usually quite, sometimes you don't have anything to gift if you want to do something for potential clients or existing clients, if you wanted to do a nice sort of action for Christmas. And sometimes partnership can be a great way to do it.
Yeah, nice.
The other thing is you can mix it up and not chase new audiences in that time as well. You can maybe go back to audiences that you've already warmed up through social media campaigns or email campaigns or people that have been to your website, and you can retarget them and give them, either more information about your products or a value add on, a service that you might or a product that you might offer. So it's not exactly starting a brand new relationship. It's going back to people that are already kind of warmed up, and so they don't need to spend a lot of time thinking about it.
Yeah. I noticed I've started to see in my inbox already some Christmas messages. Now I have a philosophy that you should not put the Christmas tree out until December 1. When can you send a Christmas email newsletter?
Oh, I don't think November is a good time. I think I should wait for December. I wouldn't say
We're on the same page.
Yes, to me it's December, but also because you have to think again. November, you're gonna get heaps of email for Black Friday as well.
Yeah,
so
it's saturated.
It's not. Yeah, it's saturated. Probably I wouldn't say if you're doing it in December, just don't do it. Obviously on the week of Christmas, I would say the 15th as the very,
What about
stretch.
social media content? How Christmassy can businesses get, and B2B?
I would say, like, even though I'm happy to put my Christmas tree up in November.
Yeah, but Megan loves Christmas.
Yeah, I love Christmas. I wouldn't send an email in November. I would wait until, because Cyber Monday is in December, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it is.
So I would just wait until
That's past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think any time from there you can send a Christmas email. What was your other question?
About social media.
Social media, I guess it can be a bit, for me, sales overload. I mean, I have a few subscriptions that I'm happily on. I don't necessarily buy, but I'm happy to receive their messages. But it gets to a point after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're just sick of seeing another sale. So what kind of content can businesses be putting out there that gets people engaged without bombarding them with more
on
sales?
social media?
Yeah.
So I think we also, we did this at Pixel as well. So one of the key we're talking about all these ideas for December, but please don't do it in December. Just plan it ahead, do it in October internally, and then you launch everything in December. So we've been filming a couple of videos with the team about Christmas. We've been looking at TikTok trends or like audios or music or dance and trends that we can, it's literally like, as you guys call it, like the silly season. And I feel like you can allow yourself, even if you're...
I mean, you guys, you're one of us.
Well, I know, but I didn't say that in Argentina. So I thought, is this all right? I'm remembering right. It's pretty silly down there anyway. But I feel like you can, allow yourself to have that content, which I think is good. And people should do it. Like we get, we try to advise every single business here that humanizing your brand on social media, it's like a must these days. And like Christmas gives you the perfect opportunity without, like it gives you the perfect excuse. So just take it.
Get ready for all of the LinkedIn year-in reflection posts.
Yeah, I love that though.
I'll write one.
You did one, not for Christmas, but you did one. No,
Yeah,
also for Christmas.
I do them every blue moon, and it gets incredible engagement.
Yeah, it's great. So if you're a business owner or even like a direct, actually every type of member, anyone could do it. But I think people really appreciate if you just share, when you reflect on your year, if you're open and vulnerable and you just, share the lessons that you learned, what you're thinking is happening in your industry, share your wins. People really like that sort of raw content on LinkedIn.
I think if you can avoid, although it still works, if you can avoid the humble brag, you'll get even more engagement. But the posts that start off about, all of their achievements as their...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, isolate. Yeah.
And just don't use moreover or however. If you're using ChatGPT, that's okay. But just try to make it, because everything is starting to...
Can we get a drum roll for the next bit?
Why? What's up?
Well, I just think it is probably one of the most important things.
Oh, no.
I don't have a drum roll.
Oh, what?
Damn it.
There's got to be something.
I have that.
Yeah.
That's for a joke.
Like
though.
the opposite.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so one thing that no one should forget and everyone should prioritize is their existing client base. And so this time of year is a great You've got a smile on your face. You want to do something.
Just got some sound effects cued.
I know. I can tell. Yeah, so just recognising the relationships that you have with your existing clients and making sure that you reach out to them and do something special. And you can do that through an email, you can do it through the post, you can do it through a phone call, you can do it in bulk if you've got lots and lots of clients, or you can make it a lot more personable and in person if you've only got a small amount of clients.
You pick up the phone.
Yes, pick up the
phone.
Who would have
Nathan
thought?
always says that to us, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's true.
So and what that is about is basically delighting your existing clients and turning them into promoters, because if you make your existing clients feel special, then they talk about you to other people and it becomes a word of mouth thing. So, you wouldn't believe what, Pixel did. They sent us this awesome wrapped video with all of them being really silly and doing a funny dance,
So for the listeners, we're doing similar to Spotify Wrapped, where they give you a video of all of your most played songs and albums and genres. We're doing something very similar for our clients, which is all of their blogs and traffic stats.
Digital marketing, metrics.
Yeah. So it's their marketing wrapped, basically.
Yeah. And I guess this is going back to this point where as I said before, we spend the whole year trying to capture new things, but it's so valuable to dedicate a time where you try to go the extra mile to re-engage and satisfy and delight your existing customer database. I think we can all agree that the absolutely best leads that you can get are referrals. So it really pays off. And I guess if your industry is not that relevant, like December is not the peak season, I think the challenge is just to try to stay relevant and try to be in these people's minds, to not disappear. So, following up with, as you say, like a thank you message where you can share the results that you achieved or something special, or like, showing gratitude. I think, you have the perfect context to do it, but that means that you did something special on a particular special time. And then maybe in January you have, a chance to re-engage and continue that relationship. And same goes to if you ever had leads that they didn't convert. It's a great, this might be a bit more sales, but to pick up the phone and re-engage, or trying to offer in something exciting and say, hey, I really enjoyed that meeting. I hope, this sounds so salesy, don't do it like that, but like a way that you can offer something to show that you're excited or motivated to re-engage for the next year and maybe turn that lead into a client.
If you don't know your customers well enough, you could always use a CRM like HubSpot so you can do a bit of research on the contact before you make the call. Another thing that we see a lot on social media around this time of year is charities.
Yes.
There's a lot of charities asking for money, which for good reason. They're supporting those that are less fortunate at Christmas. I guess, in your opinion, do you think businesses should get involved and get on a part of those initiatives, or is it a bit of a no-go area?
I obviously am very passionate about helping other people, and, I feel like the best thing you can do is, if you're already involved in a charity throughout the year, then, it's a good time to talk about that charity and what you do, and also how your values align, your company's values align with that charity, and show the reasons why you're connected with them and how you help them. And I know that, we've had a bit of a chat about this, but, just being genuine about it. And I think it's,
I would 100% recommended it. Like, it's a win-win. And I think, as Meg said, from a marketing point of view, and I think it's very important to show what are your cultural company's values. I think people really care nowadays more than ever to, no matter how good your work is, if you're not aligned with core essential values, that might push people off. So I think it's a great idea to just engage with something local, something for the community. And sometimes it's not even about donating just money. It could be like
time.
It could be like time. It could be just.
We do that here. We donate services.
Exactly. If you could, I'm just thinking of digital marketing now because it's our industry, but like you could run a campaign for a charity to raise funds, for example. So there's so many different ways to engage, or even get your clients involved as well. So it's something a little bit bigger than just your product or service.
Yeah. And me personally, I think it can be a hard slog. In the past, when I've got on board with charities, is asking people for money at this time of year is actually quite a bit of a squeeze. And probably this year more than ever, people are quite tight and frugal at the moment with the economy and whatnot. So asking for money is difficult. So what you've just suggested, I think, is a nice way of still showing support and that you care and demonstrate your values.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about for our clients or for anyone out there, is it a good time to revisit the marketing strategy? Build a 2025 marketing strategy.
Yes.
Filled with New Year's resolutions of things that you may or may not do.
So I don't think you have to do that at the end of the year. You can do that. You can build your marketing strategy at any time in the year. In fact, for me, I would avoid trying to do it at that time of year because there's so many other things you're trying to do. But if it is a quiet time of year, then maybe it's perfect for you. So what Paula was saying before about re-engaging in January, I think that's a great idea. When people get back, have a bit of a plan as to how you're going to re-engage your clients or start back up with your marketing. Don't let it fall too long. Have the plan in place as to how you're going to lift things back up if you've dropped off your lead campaigns, for example. Make sure you've got your dates set and everything, so you know when that's building back up and when it ramps up from a conversion perspective as well.
Yeah, and then if you're preparing for January, I think, and this is maybe like if you can, I will start preparing, because I just feel like January is some time for certain business, because even when we're back at the office and the rhythm of the business that we engage with, it just feels that everything goes slower. And then you have the next quarter, and the next quarter is absolutely crazy, and you try to achieve so much. So for me, it's like, how can we make sure that that's not a missed opportunity and you're still in good rhythm? But then again, if you think something in December that can be an excuse to be in front of people again, that is a good opportunity to not try to force anything into December, because that's not going to be a right timing. But if you can close meetings or events or webinar or whatever you're planning, that's a great idea to just lock it in before January.
Yeah, sounds good. So I guess in the New Year campaigns, what are the campaign types that we might start to re-engage people? What platforms would you use? How are we getting out there and telling everybody that we're back in, we're working? What works?
I guess everything.
Yeah.
I feel like,
I agree.
like
everything.
2025 is going to be like
Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram,
everywhere,
email,
as fast as you can.
website, blogs.
I think, well, this depends so much in the industry, right? Like, it's very hard to give an example because it's very, very different. But I will say, if let's say you plan something where you capture really new emails on November with Black sales, a Black Friday sale, or December with any incentive, I think probably email marketing is a great way to reach out to these warm audiences and keep nurture them. A type of content that you can circulate across your website, across ads promotion, email newsletter, again, could be any type of blog, or where you are. I mean, something very common is the industry insights of the next year, or, I don't know, marketing trends for next year, or real estate prediction, something like that. I think that type of content tends to perform quite well, and they recommend start rolling that type of content from October. So I will say that usually is a great piece that you can repurpose across all your marketing channels.
Yeah. And I still think the number one way to reactivate your audience is pick up the phone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, pick up the phone is a classic, right? Like, it's just never,
All right, well, ladies, that's an awesome amount of information. Lots of actionable steps there. I hope everybody has a great Christmas. We'll try and squeeze another episode out before Christmas, but we thought we'd get this one out so that you've got time to actually use some of this information. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.